Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today I'm making Chinese takeout at home with my easy orange chicken. This is one of my husband's absolute favorite meals that I make, and he's been asking me to make this forever. So let's get started. I'm going to start today by making the super flavorful sauce for our orange chicken. So in this large measuring cup here, I have 1.5 cups of water, and to that I'm going to add the zest of 1 orange, and then the juice of 2 oranges, and the juice of 2 lemons. I've got my orange zest. And then we're going to juice this amazing smelling fruit. Might actually fit into my lemon juicer here. Oh yeah, perfect. They're kind of small oranges, so that works out well. Next, to our water and fruit juices, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. And then about 1/3 cup of rice wine vinegar. Let's see where I'm at here. So yeah, I can use the lines on the side. Okay. To this, I'm going to add 4 scallions that I diced up and then 2 cloves of minced garlic. And it smells absolutely amazing here. I can't wait to eat this. Okay, next I have 1 cup of light brown sugar. Make it nice and sweet. Ooh, it's like bubbling. Making a little concoction here, there we go. Lastly, I'm gonna add some ginger and some red pepper flakes. Now, I don't have any fresh ginger on hand today, but it's very easy to find in your grocery store if you'd like to use fresh. It's right along with the garlic. Usually it comes in a little basket, and you can kind of break off a little knob of however much ginger you need, peel it with a spoon, and then use your citrus zester to grate the ginger into your mixture. For today's recipe, I'm using dried ginger, and it's about 1/4 teaspoon is the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. So we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon. That'll give it a nice little zip of flavor. And then for an added kick of spice, I have my red pepper flakes. So I'm not gonna do too many, just honestly just like a pinch, maybe 1/8 teaspoon. Don't wanna make it too spicy, especially because my kids are gonna eat it today. I hope. We'll see, we're having trouble with that in this house. So I'm just using a fork to whisk this all together. The sauce is all ready to go, so I set that aside for the flavors to kind of marry together, and now we're gonna work on the chicken. So here I have 2 large boneless, skinless breasts of chicken that I just cubed up into bite-sized pieces, and I have a Ziploc bag here with 1 cup of flour in it, and then a sprinkling of salt and pepper and garlic powder just to kind of season it up. So this is how we're gonna coat our chicken. It's kind of like the old shake and bake chicken. I'm gonna put all these cubes into the bag, we'll zip the top, and then shake it up. I'm cooking the chicken today in this large sauté pan over about medium-high heat. I have maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil heating up over here. I'm just using my hands today to take the chicken out of the bag. You could also use tongs or maybe a slotted spoon just so that you can shake off any excess flour that's on the chicken. I'm probably gonna cook this in 2 batches because you really wanna give the chicken plenty of room to brown on both sides. You don't want it to be too crowded or else it'll steam. So I think the oil is almost ready here. So I'm gonna add about half of my chicken to start. And then we'll just brown it on both sides. I'm just gonna let my chicken cook until it's golden brown on the first side, and then I'll use my tongs to flip them over and finish cooking. My first batch of chicken is finished cooking. You can see it has a really nice golden brown color. So I'm gonna remove these all from the pan, add a little bit more olive oil, and then get my second batch cooking. You can see here that coating the chicken breasts in flour gives it this really nice golden brown crust. It makes it nice and crispy. My chicken is all finished cooking, so now I'm gonna take a clean dry paper towel and just wipe out the inside of my pan, because there's a little extra of the like cooked flour that mixed with the oil that's in there that we don't wanna burn as the rest of the sauce cooks. So just do this carefully, you don't wanna burn yourself, but it's nice to have a clean pan here. Next, we're gonna cook our sauce. So I'm gonna turn my pan back on to about medium heat. I'm gonna pour in our sauce mixture. Give it one more little whisk here in case anything's settled to the bottom. Okay, so we'll just pour this in. Then we're gonna bring the sauce to a boil, and as soon as that happens, I'm gonna add in about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch that I've mixed with about 3 tablespoons of water, and that's gonna thicken our sauce up. You can see the sauce has come up to a boil, so now I'm gonna slowly pour in my cornstarch and water mixture and stir it in. And I had bumped my heat up to about medium-high just to kind of get that process moving along there. It only took a couple minutes to come to a boil. And now I'm just gonna stir this in, and the sauce is gonna start to thicken. I'm just using my spoon today, but you can also use a whisk to kind of evenly distribute that cornstarch mixture. I'm just gonna have to use the back of my spoon to kind of distribute that around. My sauce is nice and thick, so I reduce my heat to low, and as it simmers, I'm gonna add the chicken back in, toss it around in the sauce to coat it, and then just let it simmer for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes, just so it's all cooked through and the flavors combine. My family is ready to eat, so I'm gonna give this a quick taste before I serve it up at the table. Wow, yes. Oh, I taste the orange. It's nice and crispy still from that flour coating. You don't want to let this hang out forever and ever, else it's going to start to get a little bit soggy, but it still has that little bit of crispness on the outside. That is so awesome. This sauce really packs a flavor punch. It is so delicious, really quick to pull together for a weeknight supper. I hope you love it. I was using up the last of my green onions today to put into my chicken dish, but if you have any extra, you can sprinkle those on top as a garnish. Today I'm going to use sesame seeds, which add a nice little crunch as you're eating. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Anne's Family Recipe. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon with another family recipe. For the full recipe, check the description box below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen.